We got another massive retail AI update. As you can see on my screen right here, we have a new field called alerting. Now this allows you to set up automated alerts to monitor your AI voice agents and literally get notified anytime a key metric crosses a certain threshold. Now last video I talked about all the possibilities and why this feature is actually extremely useful. But now let me show you how to actually set it up. So the first thing you're going to want to do is come over to the left side tab bar and tap on the new section called alerting. You will then be brought to this page right here and you will see a big create alert button. So we're going to go ahead and click that. Now off the bat, you can see there is a lot of information to fill out, but I'm going to walk you through all of it. So the first thing you're going to want to do, of course, is give this alert a name. Now, because we're going to be setting this up for certain metrics for certain agents, you probably want to give the name a specific description. So for example, if we were monitoring call volume for a specific agent, just list it call volume and maybe the agent's name. Now we get to the metric conditions. So you can see here we have two options: compared to certain value or compared to last cycle. So the difference between these two is pretty self-explanatory. If we go to compare for a certain value, and let's say we're monitoring user hangs up, then we can literally set an exact value to monitor. And the way we would do that is come over to this field right here. We would select user hangs up, and then for the when sum, we can choose is above, is below, is equal or above, is equal or below, and then we can set the actual value. However, if we switch over to compare to last cycle, you will see we are basing it off of a percentage. So rather than using equal operations, we're going to be using increases and decreases by a certain percentage. Now, in my opinion, you're going to want to use the compare to last cycle anytime you want to make sure that your agent is performing consistently. However, if you want to make sure that your agent doesn't cross a certain minimum, you're probably going to want to go with the compare to certain value. Now, moving on, the next thing that we can do is select the specific agent that we want this alert to be connected to. And again, you can select as many agents as you want. You can even select all of them if it's going to be a general alert. So next we got the view by option, which is pretty much an evaluation window. And this just means how far back do we want the system to look when it's going to be evaluating this metric. So we can leave that on a standard of 30 minutes, but we have a bunch of options to choose from all the way up to 1 week ago. Next is the notify frequency. So this is going to determine how often this rule/alert is actually checked and evaluated. So if you want to be really strict with this alert, you're going to want to go with something like 1 minute or 5 minutes. However, if it's a more laid back alert, then you can go with something like 12 or 24 hours. And then finally, the coolest part about this is actually sending the notification to us. And we can do this in multiple ways. And the first and simplest way is to input your email address, meaning that you're just going to receive an email each time this alert needs to notify you. But the cooler way to go about this is using a webhook URL, because that means we can connect it to a backend automation platform like N8N and notify us in any way we want, meaning you can have it send you a Slack, you can have it send you an SMS, however you want to build your automation to get notified. And if I pull up Retail's documentation real quick, you can see that this is what the payload webhook looks like. So we got the event, we got all the alert information, which we can then pass through our automation to send us whatever specific information we actually want about the alert. And finally, once this is all set up, you're just going to want to press save, and you can go ahead and create as many alerts as you want. Drop a follow if you found that useful.